climbing higher. 1,000 horses in my veins, freedom pumping through my chains. I'm born to blaze, born to fly through the steel and smoke we defy. Born to blaze, can't slow me down. The king of the track, the roar of the crowd.
We are back for week number 3 of the Dirty Old Bastards 360 Sprint Series here at the dirt track here at Charlotte. 2 races into the season already, 2 different winners. Knoxville, it was Tyler Schell bringing home the win. Last week at Houston, it was Ryan Avila coming home with the win. A little bit different track here at Charlotte than we've seen so far. Nice and wide. You're going to see a lot of side-by-side racing here. Slide jobs aplenty. Who's gonna be able to make the top work? Who's gonna be able to roll the bottom of the racetrack? If you can roll that bottom, keep it down against those tires, get the shortest way around the racetrack. It is a little progressive banking here at Charlotte, so sometimes when you get down the bottom, it is a little flatter, so it is hard to keep the momentum up. But we're gonna see if anybody can find that groove here tonight. We got about a minute and a half here left in practice. Drivers meeting now going on. We'll take a look real quick at the point standings. Coming into race number 3, and at the top of the standings, Aiden Forrester there, 256 points. Right behind him, Mason Hannigan. Rylan Gray comes home in the 3rd spot right now. Tanner Pettit, Spencer Putney tied for 4th. Back to 6th, it's Bryce Heinstein, Brandon Stewart, Alex Rzinski, Shane Yost, Kenny Hoffman back here in the 10th spot. Michael Sheridan, Parker Leak, Joseph Grandy, William Clapp, Jay Schaaf, Joshua Pickle, Austin Griffey, Trevor Royer, Matthew Rogers, and A-Case round out our top 20 in the points. As we said, our 2 race winners have only made 1 race this year, so are not even cracking the top 20 in the points. But I see Ryan here with us tonight. I did not see Tyler Schell, but we have 60 drivers with us attempting to qualify. We'll run. Every driver will get 2 laps in qualifying. Then we'll run an 8-lap heat race. Top 4 out of each heat will make their way directly to the main. Everybody else will get spread out amongst the D, C, and B mains. Then we'll transfer 4 out of each one of those mains up to the next one. We saw Kenny Hoffman come up through the alphabet soup here a week or 2 ago. See if anybody else can do it tonight as well. So we'll take a look here at the 17 of Spencer Putney out on the racetrack trying to get his laps in. We'll bring up the time and scoring here for you once we get a few drivers that have completed a lap. Putney going to put a first lap in at a 13:43. Right now he is going to be at the top of the charts. But he is immediately going to get knocked down by Matthew Rogers. Rogers goes to the 13:22, but there goes Gavin Chapman now to the top. It is just cycling through. I can't hardly keep up with it, but Chatham at the top right now. Casey Simmons in 2nd. Matthew Rogers, that's Richie Gaines the 3rd. They're in the 4th spot. Spencer Putney, Jeremy Zafiros right now, but as we're getting more drivers out on the racetrack, Anthony Valerigan, they're in 2nd in the 022. See if we can find a car on the racetrack. Take a look here at Riley Gray making his lap in. Let's see where he can go up on the charts. Pettit now up to 3rd. Gray is going to come across the line in 6th. We see Pettit going to make his 2nd lap. They're running kind of a slider line through 3 and 4. He's going to come off the high side, across the line. Pettit does not better his time. He's going to stay in that 5th spot as Mason Hannigan now up to 2nd at a 12:09.72. So right now Forrester at the top of the charts right here in qualifying with about 7 seconds left to go. I think that's how it's going to end up. It's going to be Aiden Forrester, Mason Hannigan, Gavin Chatham, Anthony Valerigan, and Tanner Pettit. Casey Simons, Brendan Stewart, Colton Brewer, Ryan Avila, rounding out our top 9, and then Matthew Rogers is going to come up in 10th. We're going to get our first heat race lined up here. If you haven't been to spectated a dirt race on iRacing, there's really no messing around. It's right from one event to the others. We're going to get our first heat race lined up on the racetrack. We can see our cars getting up here on the front straightaway right now, the iRacing Pace Truck. My name's Chris Murphy here with DRSN. Happy to be here with you. Thanks for joining in. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. It's our first event of the doubleheader. So WO Bachelor's 360 Sprint Series here at Charlotte. And then we'll come back at 11 p.m. Eastern with the Western Racing League, brought to you by Viking Construction Group at Rockingham. So here's our starting grid here for heat race number 1. On the pole, it's going to be Spencer Putney. Outside of him, Rylan Gray. Starting in the 3rd spot, inside of row number 2, it's Casey Simmons and Aiden Forrester, our fast timer of the night. Andrew May is going to start in 5th. Anthony Woodhull in 6th. Jay Schaaf back there in that 7th starting spot. Outside of row number 4, it's going to be Tony Dominguez. Adam Buchanan and Jarrett Guarini are going to round out row number 5, and then go back to row number 12. It's Colton Kinney and Cole Sloan. All right, 8 laps, top 4 will make the show. Everybody else is going to have to come through the B, C, or D main. So it looks like we're waiting. Looks like everybody is gridded up here. We are going to roll off the line. Take a look here at the 9 of it. Anthony Woodhull, Spencer Putney. It's going to bring us around. We'll usually take 2 pace laps here for any of the dirt races. Putney and Gray going to bring us to the stripe. Casey Simmons in the 10 car. That's 210 on the scoreboard. All right, one more time around, and we will be green here in heat race number 1 here at Charlotte. All right, let's see if Putney, it looks like it's a little bit slicker through the center of the racetrack, so let's see if Putney tries to find himself a little traction here on the start of this race. See if he goes down to the bottom to try to find some. You can see Dennis back straightaway. He's looking a little bit black on the bottom. It's definitely black getting into the top of 3. And green is in there for heat race number 1, and it's going to be Putney getting a good launch on the bottom of the racetrack. He is going to lead us down into turn number 1. Simmons and Gray. Simmons tries to slide up the racetrack. He is going to slide up in front of Forrester for 3rd. Gray's going to tuck in 2nd right there. Forrester's going to make his way around Simmons for that 2nd spot. Gray's taking a look to the bottom of Putney right now, but he's going to have to follow him on the line. Looks like the top is the place to be right now. Our top 4 nose to tail. Watch Gray. Thought Gray might take a look to the inside into 3 right there, but he's going to settle back. As you can see on our time in scoring board, the top 4 will make the feature. 5th place running Andrew May is the first car looking out right now, but Gray's going to look to the bottom. He is going to pull a slider up off of 4. Putney going to cross back over, and it's going to be Putney across the line. See if he crosses back up. He does. He slides back up in front of Gray, but Gray with a nice cut under right there, coming off of 2. He is now going to slide up to the top of the racetrack. Forrester also trying to get by Putney. It was 3-car race for the lead right here. It is Gray and Putney side by side. Putney now back to the lead. Forrester on the outside of Gray. Watch Gray take a look to the bottom of the racetrack into 3 one more time. He's going to slide back up in front of Putney. Putney cuts back up under to Forrester down there on the bottom. Now watch Forrester. 3 laps left to go as we come across the line. Big slide from Forrester. He's going to get by Putney and Gray, but unfortunately lost all of momentum on that slide going up into 2. And it's Gray and Putney going back at it again. Putney across the line. It's going to be Gray leading that lap, our 2nd leader of this race. It's Gray, Putney, and Forrester are going to come to the line. Looks like Forrester's going to get up into 2nd. Gray with the lead right here. Forrester in 2nd. Putney right there behind him in 3rd. 4th place, Casey Simmons. That is going to be our top 4 transfer cars. They're going to come across out of turn number 4. Gray kind of protects that slider. He's going to slide up the racetrack into 4, and it's going to be Rylan Gray taking the win. Aiden Forrester in 2nd. Spencer Putney, Casey Simmons, and Andrew May. That's your top 5. May, their first car out of the transfer. So he will have to go to the B. All right, we're getting ready for heat race number 2. Hey, Austin, thanks for chiming in there, buddy. That was a great race to start off heat race number 1. I expect that kind of racing all night long with this group. If you've not watched the Dirty Old Bastards 360 Sprint Series, this is some of the top sprint car drivers in all of iRacing here with us tonight. Expect that kind of racing all night long. We've had a couple really good races to start the season at Knoxville and at Houston, so do not expect anything less than that here tonight at Charlotte. All right, let's get our lineup here for heat race number 2. Actually, let's take a look real quick. See if we can pull up the results there from heat race number 1 real fast. As we said, it was Gray, Forrester, Putney, Simmons, all taking the transfer spots. Ed Germain, Anthony Woodall, Adam Buchanan, Tony Dominguez, Jay Schaaf, Colton Kinney, Cole Sloan, and Jared Garino. Lineup for heat race number 2. On the pole, the 057 of Austin Griffey. Richie Gaines the third, going to start outside to him. Brandon Stewart inside of row number 2. Mason Hannigan in the 4th spot. Back to row number 3, it's going to be Parker Leak and Brian Hubert. Tyler Henselman and AK start fill up row number 4. Back to row number 5, it's Zach Hollinger, Cody Boseman, Mason Hine, and Bowen Smith are going to round out our 12th car field here in heat race number 2. Alright, appreciate you being here with us. We're a little under the weather tonight, so if we kind of disappear out every once in a while. But I'm going to bring you all the coverage here of the Dirty Old Bastards 360 Sprint Series here at Charlotte. We come back at 11 o'clock Eastern tonight for the Western Racing League Truck Series at Rockingham. But right now, we are going to start heat race number 2. And it's going to be Richie Gaines on the outside, Austin Griffey to the inside. Watch that start from Hannigan outside of row number 2. And it's going to be kind of a slow start right here. I'm not sure what that was. It looks like we're going to wave this off. Are we going to keep going here? That was not a very good start. And it looks like it's going to stand. No, caution is out. All right, we're going to rack them up and restart right there. I'm not quite sure what happened. It looked like Gaines started to get a little bit of a jump and then hesitated. Griffey didn't look like he was going to go right there. All right, so pace truck going to come back out on the racetrack. Yellow is going to come out here, full restart here in heat race number 2. Race control did not like that start that they saw. All right, I don't know. We haven't had this opportunity come up, so I don't know the rules here. If they give them 1 or 2 chances and they got to go to the back, we'll see what happens. But right now, it's still Griffey, and it looks like Gaines got moved back, or else it looks like they're going to move Stewart up to 2nd. All right, we're going to have a single file restart here. Griffey, Stewart, Hannigan, they put Gaines back to 4th. And a much better start this time, but Griffey with a big advantage. About 10 car lengths all the way down into turn number 1. Hannigan with a slide up in front of Stewart. Stewart's going to cross back over into 3. 21 of Stewart up the racetrack, but Hannigan with a nice drive in the middle. He doesn't even have to pull a slide, but you can see that outside line just looks a little bit better. Stewart with a good run off the corner. Oh, Hannigan up into the wall. Hannigan slid up in front of Stewart, but then caught the outside one. We got our first caution of the night, and it looks like it might have been. Looks like Brian Hubert here's lost the wing on the car. We'll see if we can see what happened. And you can see the 56 of Hubert, and looks like the 1 of Case. Is that Case in the 1 there? Might be tangled up. Quite the ride there for Hubert. He is going to tumble all the way down into turn number 1. I didn't really see what started that. But we won't caught up going back and forth because the last time I did that, I missed the restart. So we're going to go back to live time here. And it's going to be Austin Griffey. Start on the pole right here. He's led the first couple of laps. He's got Stewart right there behind him. Hannigan looks awful strong, but he was not able to clear Stewart early right there. All right, one more time around. iRacing Pace Truck is going to bring us around. You'll see the lights go out as they go by this time. Griffey, Stewart, Hannigan, our top three. All right, once again, top four will transfer to the show. Everybody else has got to run the B, C, or D. Griffey's going to roll up to the top. We'll see him cut down to the bottom of the racetrack off of Ford. He actually is going to stay a little bit higher than I anticipated, but Griffey with another good start right there is going to leave Stewart and Hannigan behind. Gains right there in the 4 spot. Here comes Hannigan one more time. A nice slide up into 3. He is going to pull up in front of Stewart. Stewart crosses back under off of 4. Stewart with a good run into 1. He's got that spot back, but here comes Hannigan off of 2. Down the back straightaway, it's going to be a drag race into 3, and it looks like Hannigan's going to be able to take that second spot away. Does he have the momentum to keep it? I think he does. Hannigan now up to second. Watch Richie Gaines down there on the bottom. He's trying to get third spot away from Stewart. That's our top 4. Griffey, Hannigan, Stewart, and Gaines. That's our 4 transfer right now. We'll get back up to this battle for second. Actually, Hannigan reeling in our leader here. He's not quite done. We've got 2 laps left to go. He is within about 2 to 3 car lengths now of Griffey for the lead here in heat race number 2. Watch Hannigan take a look to the bottom of 3. He does just that. He is going to slide up the racetrack in front of Griffey. Griffey sees it coming, cuts back under, but it's Hannigan at the line, 1 to go. Griffey back to the top of the racetrack. Hannigan's got a great run off of 2. I don't think Griffey's going to have anything for him as they get into 3 and 4. Hannigan goes down to the bottom of the racetrack, and it's going to be Mason Hannigan with the win. Coming home with heat race number 2, Austin Griffey, Bowen Smith, Brian Hubert, and the first car out of the transfer spot is going to be A Case in the 1. Richie Gaines, didn't see what happened to Richie, but he started outside the front row. He falls back to 6. He is going to find himself in the B main here tonight. Let's see if we get our results here from heat race number 2. All right. Getting heat race number 3 lined up. Try that one more time. Heat race number 2, the results. Mason Hannigan with the win. Austin Griffey, Bowen Smith, Brian Hubert, your 4 transfer cars. A Case, Richie Gaines, the 3rd. Brandon Stewart, Mason Hine, Zach Hollinger, Cody Bozeman, Tyler Henselman, and Parker Leak all going to find themselves running the B, C, or D main. Check out the grid here for heat race number 3. 4 more cars are going to find their way into the feature tonight. Jeremy Zoffos on the pole. Bryce Einstein outside in the 2nd starting spot. Back into the 2nd row is Colton Brewer and Gavin Chatham. Alistair Snitsky is starting 5th. Landon Crawley out to his outside, starting outside of row number 3. Shane Gallo in the 7th starting spot. Michael Sheridan in 8th. Brandon Voigt going to line up inside of row number 5. To his outside is going to be Zachary Good. Then we're going to round out our last row here in heat race number 3. Starting in 11th, Charles Allen and Matt Hinkle. All right, going to go around one more time. Another 8 laps, another 4 cars going to put themselves into the feature here tonight at Charlotte. We've already seen some great race, and I expect that bottom coming a little bit better. You can see the top's drying out a little bit. It's starting to dust off a little bit. You can see that cushion also starting to build up. Pace Truck's going to pull in down the back straightaway. It's going to be Zarfos and Heinstein bringing us to the line. It's going to be Jeremy Zarfos with a good jump right there. He is going to lead us into turn number 1. We take a look at this battle here for 3rd and 4th. You see Szerzynski and Chatham. That's the 99 of Chatham down. It's going to split 3 wide. He makes his way up into 4th right now. Einstein's going to catch a little bit of the wall in 3 and 4, but no harm, no foul. He's going to keep it rolling. We look here at the 77 of Brewer, but out in front right now, it is all Jeremy Zarfos. Good battle going on for our transfer spot. Oh, we're going to get crossed up here. The 12 of Crawley is going to get tangled up with the, looks like the 52 of Voigt. They were basically 3 wide right there for the transfer spot, and we're going to have caution number 1 here in heat race number 3. We'll go back and see if we can see what happened. It looks like Crawley, Voigt, and maybe Hinkle all involved in this. And you can see the 12 on the bottom just kind of comes up the racetrack. They got a little bit crossed up together coming off of 4. And that's Szerzninski out there in the 23 and the 12. I believe that is Voigt. Going to get tangled up. And then unfortunately, here comes the 52 of Hinkle with really nowhere to go. So caution number 1 here in heat race number 3. Looks like we got a Voigt fan in the chat, but unfortunately, it looks like Brandon Voigt may be out of this race, or at least going to have to take a few repairs here. So we've got caution on the racetrack. See the 52 of Voigt getting some repairs done. Also the 12 of Crawley. Crawley in the 12? It is Crawley, so. All right, one more time around here. We'll be back to green here in heat race number 3. 8 laps. We got 3 down. 3 down, 5 to go. Thank you for being here with us. Really appreciate it. Stick around all night long. We got racing all night long here on DRSN as soon as we finish up with this 360 Sprint Series here at Charlotte. We'll be back at 11 o'clock Eastern with the Western Racing League Truck Series at The Rock. All right, back to green. Zarfoss, Heinstein, Brewer, Chatham. That's your 4 transfer cars right now. Green flag in here one more time. Zarfoss going to jump out in front, but Heinstein and Brewer with a good run off the top of 2. Watch Brewer look to the bottom. He is going to try to make it a 2 for 1 right here. Can't quite clear Zarfoss, but he is able to clear Heinstein. A nice move there from Brewer. Puts himself up into 2nd. Back there in 4th is Gavin Chatham. Michael Sheridan, the first car out of a transfer spot right now, back in 5th. And we got a battle for the lead here with Brewer and Zarfoss. Zarfoss slides up, but he's going to get into the outside wall. He's going to come down off the wall. He's going to collect the 14 of Heinstein, the 84 of Heinstein right there. And they're going to get together one more time. That is going to put Zarfoss out of a transfer spot. Your leader is Brewer. And right now, the final, and we got another caution. Looks like Zarfoss ended up coming to a stop. Had to jump into the pits. We'll see if we can see what happened to him here. I don't really see much damage on the car from that earlier contact. He just, look like he must have damage we just couldn't see. Looked like something on the right front was broke. And unfortunately, I'm not sure who that was that piled in. That might have been Hinkle. No, I think it was Allen. Allen in the 142, so definitely look at Zarfoss had a problem. Drove down into 1, the car just shoved right up into the outside fence. All right, we got 6 down, 3 to go according to my scoring and timing. The timing up there, and it says lap 9 of 9, which we know is not correct. So heat race number 1 and 2 is pretty smooth. 3's been a little more adventurous here. Right now, your 4 transfer cars are Brewer, Heinstein, Chatham, and Sheridan. Shane Gallo, the first driver out. All right, we're going to go around one more time here. Brewer started back in 3rd. Zachary Good, our big mover of the race right now. He's up 4 spots, started in 10th up to 6th. All right, we're going to go green here one more time in heat race number 3 here for the Dirty Old Bastards. Brewer's going to get a good jump into 1, about 5 or 6 car lanes back to Heinstein. Gets up to the top of the racetrack. We're going to keep an eye on his transfer spot. Sheridan and Gallo right there with him. It looks like the top 3 might be kind of settled out right now as we're going to come across the line. White flag in the air. It looks like Gallo with a little mistake. He is going to fall back. It's Brewer, Heinstein. Bryce Heinstein in the 484, looking to the outside. See if he's got to run off of 4. That may have been a mistake there from Brewer, but no, he's going to hang on to it. Brewer's going to come home with the win in heat race number 3. Bryce Heinstein, Gavin Chatham, Michael Sheridan. Outside looking in is Shane Gallo in the 21. Zachary Good in the 118. And Charles Allen and Alistair Zniski not finishing the race with Zarfos. All right, heat race number 4. We'll put 4 more cars into the feature. EPI Elite Performance Industries. Look to EPI, raceepi.com for all of your setup needs. Steinman Gallo Racing, SGR Racing, bringing you the broadcast here for Dirty Old Bastards. A couple more sponsors: Corbin Matthews, country music singer. Check out Corbin's music. He got some more music coming out here pretty soon. So we're going to see the lineup here for race number 4. And on the pole, it's going to be Joseph Grandy. To his outside, J.P. Scheider. Inside of row number 2, Ryan Avila, Anthony Villagran, Michael Dawson, and Ross Corntaw is going to round out row number 3. Back to row number 4, it's going to be Braylon McDaniel and John Klimowicz. Matthew Westall starting the 9th spot. Outside of him, outside of row number 5, is Tom Ostendorf. Back in the 11th spot, Gavin Beauchamp and Alex Kerstedt is going to start in 12th. That is our lineup here for heat race number 4. Lights are on the pace track. We'll go green next time by. Joseph Grandy, J.P. Scheider. On the front row, Ryan Avila and Villagran right there behind him. And it's going to be Grandy with the lead into 1. Watch the 49 down on the bottom. Oh, Grandy scrubs up a lot of speed, sliding up into 2. That's going to let Schreider get by him into 3. And here comes the 49 of Avila as well. Avila's going to look down to the bottom of the racetrack. He started to slide up and had to cut to the bottom. The 49 of Ryan Avila is going to move up to 3rd now. Fall back to 4th. Actually kind of stood up there in front of the 22. Villagran had to back out of the throttle to avoid contact. Our leader right now, J.P. Scheider, Joseph Grandy, Ryan Avila, Anthony Villagran, your top 4. Oh, it looks like the 5 car is going to catch the wall. Our leader, J.P. Schreider, is going to make a mistake right there. He is going to fall back to 3rd. Now trying to get this, he tries to slide up the racetrack in front of Avila. Avila sees him coming. A great move there by the 49. Moved up the racetrack just a little bit. He saw the 5 trying to slide, and then he cut back up underneath and got by Dawson. So it's Ryan Avila out in front. Last week's winner at Huset's. Now to the lead in heat race number 4. Dawson, Scheider, Grandy now are our top 4. It looks like Ross Corntaw is going to be our 1 car out of the spot right now, but got a 4-car battle here for the last transfer spot between Grandy, Schreider right there on the outside. He is back to 4th. Going to find his way to 3rd. 3 laps left to go as we come across the line. Ryan Avila just checking out here in heat race number 4. Our battle right here is 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in his final transfer point. We got a caution in the air, and it looks like it might have been Westfall. Or it might have, no, actually it looks like it might have been Villagran. Villagran's find himself flipping down the pitch. You can see the damage on that right front. We'll take a look here and see what happened to Anthony. We'll see. Oh, it looks like Grandy with a big shove. I don't know if Grandy got into the 28. Or Grandy pushes up the racetrack right there, gets into the 22. See, we'll take another look at that here. Maybe just a little bit different angle. All right, watch Grandy down on the bottom. Oh, it looks like whoever that was in front of him kind of lost a lot of pace and went down in front of Grandy. Grandy made some contact. It looks like that was the 28 of Dawson. So Dawson had lost some momentum getting in the corner, tried to cut back down to the bottom. Grandy got in the back of him, and that shoved him up into the 22. So unfortunate there. Villagran just in the wrong place at the wrong time. All right, last week's winner at Houston's Ryan Avila out in front. Started in 3rd in this race. He's led the last few laps. Right there behind him, Michael Dawson, J.P. Schreider, Joseph Grandy, your 4 transfer cars right now. Ross Corntaw, the first car out in 5th. Right behind him is Braylon McDaniel, Matthew Westfall, John Klimowicz, and Tom Ostendorf. That's our 9 cars still out on the racetrack. Villagran still getting some repairs. His pace truck is pulled in on the back straightaway. We're going to go green this time by. 3 to go when we come across the line. Avila is going to take the good jump right here. Dawson looks to the bottom, looked to have a good run down there, but not good enough. As a matter of fact, he is going to lose second. Schreider going to come on the outside. Dawson back down to the bottom. Dawson trying to make that bottom of the racetrack work. He tries to slide it off, and they're going to make contact off of 4. Schreider tried to slide up in front of Dawson, but there was just not enough room in front of Dawson there. That was white flag. I think we're going to go. I think that is going to end it right there. See if we can see what happened before it goes away. See if we can replay it real fast before our option goes away. You can see the 28 down the bottom of Dawson. He tries to slide up the racetrack in front of Schreider. In front of Schreider right here. And just doesn't quite have him clear. The car keeps pushing up the racetrack. Let's see if we can. Yeah, and it just does not give Schreider enough room on the outside. That was at the white flag lap. And we're going to go to heat race number 5. All right, so we were watching that carnage there at the end of that. So we'll see if we can pull up the results here from heat race number 4. See who actually made the transfer in. That'll take us a second to get that popped up. In the meantime, we are getting heat race number 5 lined up on the racetrack. About 45 minutes into the night, we've got the heat races wrapped up. Then we got a few mains to go. All right, there's our results from heat race number 4. Ryan Avila, they're going to come in with a win. Anthony Villagran, Braylon McDaniel, Matthew Westfall. That's going to be our 4 transfer cars. And then Schreider is going to come home in 5th, the first car out. All right, let's get our grid here for heat race number 5. On the pole, in the 90, Trevor Royer. Outside of him, Jesse Dukas. Matthew Rogers and Tanner Pettit going to occupy row number 2. We get back to row number 3, starting in the 5th spot. Jack Young, Jesse Brandy. Inside of row number 4, Randy Fritch and Joseph Groom to his outside. Row number 5, starting 9th, Tyler Bennon and Dustin Steinman. Jeremy Bochop in 11th, and Brad Chambers is going to start in 12th. Not sure how I read that as Chambers, but Chambers is good. All right, so Royer and Dacus is going to bring us to the line. Heat race number 5, 4 more drivers are going to punch their ticket to the feature here at Charlotte. Everybody else is going to have to race their way in through the main, through the D, C, and B mains. About every heat race we've had so far, the pole sitter has been able to get a jump. Let's see if Dacus can stay with Royer there on the outside. He's got a good anticipation out there. Matter of fact, I thought he got a pretty good jump, but Royer is still able to carry the lead into 1. Down on the bottom of the racetrack is Rogers. Rogers makes a 3 wide. Here comes Pettit now. He's going to make a 3 wide coming off of 2, and he is going to move up to 2nd. He's got a great big head of momentum into 3. Pettit now up to 2nd after starting in 4th. Royer, Pettit, Dacus, Rogers are top 4. It is Bandy right now in the 5th spot. Rogers going to catch the wall just a little bit. Bandy going to get up over here. We're going to have a fight for the lead here. This Pettit's now going to look to the bottom. He is going to look underneath Royer. Actually, Pettit's going to see if he can make that bottom work. He gets a pretty good run off of 2. As he heads into 3, he is going to slide right up in front of Royer. He's going to take that top spot away. Pettit now to the lead. But here comes Royer back on the bottom in 1 and 2. I don't think Pettit saw that slide coming so late. He really had to check up right there, but he was able to cut back up underneath Royer. And he is back to the front. So Pettit, Royer, Rogers, your top 4. Dacus now in 5th, and Royer still throwing sliders up here at the front. Tries to get back around Pettit. We're halfway through this. 4 down, 4 to go. Going to come across the line. 3 laps left to go in heat race number 5. It's Pettit, Royer, Dacus, Rogers, Bandy back there in the 5th spot. And it looks like maybe the top 2 have kind of settled in now. As we can see Pettit out in front. Running that top line off of 4 right there. We got a battle going on for 3rd with Dacus and Rogers. Rogers on the outside. Jesse Dacus down on the bottom in the 4th spot. We're going to come across the line. 1 to go. Bandy back here in 5th. Jack Young, they're back a little ways here. I think our top 4 are pretty safe. If they don't make any mistakes, we're going to follow Pettit here. Down the back straightaway, he's got a pretty good lead. About almost a full second, 3/4 of a second. Back to Royer. Jesse Dacus there in 3rd. Matthew Rogers in the 4th spot. And it's going to be Tanner Pettit coming home with a win here in heat race number 5. right, we're gonna get lined up here for our D main. D main will be 10 laps. Top 4 should be top 4 transfer on to the C. All right, let's go back here and take a quick look at the results from heat race number 5. All right, we'll just skip that for now. All right, we're still getting gridded up here for the D main. All right, there's the results from heat race number 5. Tanner Pettit, Trevor Royer, Jesse Dacus, Matthew Rogers got up to 4 transfer, Jesse Bandy, Jack Young, Randy Fritz, Dustin Steinman back in the 8th spot, Tyler Benning, Brad Chambers, Joseph Groom, and Jeremy Beauchamp. That is going to round out our 12 cars from heat race number 5. So we have 14 cars scheduled to start the D main. I see a bunch of drivers not making the call. We're scheduled to start is supposed to be Cody Bozeman, Landon Crawley. Crawley does not make the start here. Dawson, Brad Chambers. I keep saying that wrong. Brad Chambers. Cole Sloan, Tyler Henselman, Brandon Voigt, Gavin Beauchamp, Jesse Groom, Jared Garini, Parker Leak, Matt Hinkle, Alex Kerstetter, and Jeremy Beauchamp. That is going to round out our field, our scheduled field anyway for the D main. It looks like quite a few drivers not making the call. I see Crawley's not out there. I see neither one of the Beauchamps, Parker Leak, Kerstetter, all not on the racetrack here for the start. All right, so we've got 9 cars on the racetrack for 4 spots. It's going to be Bozeman, Chambers, Dawson, Henselman, your top 4. We're going to come off of turn number 4 here to start this D main. I don't think that's going to fly right there. Not a great start. We'll see what happens here. Maybe they were waiting for some of these other drivers to make their way out for the D main. Start is waved off. Or is it? No, they're going to stay. Looks like we're going to stay green. I thought I saw the caution come out, but I guess not. So it's Dawson, Bozeman, Voigt, Groom. That's your top 4. Henselman. So that was a pretty sloppy start there for the start of this D main. I'm not sure what that was about, but. And we're going to come. It looks like we're going to get tangled up here with the 11 and the 30 of Bozeman and Groom. Green flag is going to stay out. And it's Dawson with a 2-second advantage back to Brandon Voigt in the 52. I know we had a Voigt fan in the YouTube chat earlier. Henselman, Garini now up to 4th. Sloan is the first car out of a transfer spot. It looks like we might have lost Brad Chambers. 8 cars still left on the racetrack. 9 started, 8 left, and it's still Michael Dawson. Dawson kind of rolling down to the bottom of the racetrack right here. I think he's trying to find something. He knows he's got a big advantage here. He's going to search to see what he can find on the racetrack. Dawson with a 2.5-second advantage back to Brayton Voigt. Tyler Henselman right there in 3rd. And it's Jarrett Garini in the 4th spot. That right now is your 4 transfer cars to the C. Sloan trying to get that outside line working. He's got 4 laps left to go. Can he catch Garini? It looks like the bottom of the racetrack is starting to come in. Dawson rolling in the black right there in the bottom. So you see a little bit of moisture coming off the bottom of 4 right there, and I think that's exactly what Dawson's finding. Right now we got almost a battle shaping up for 2nd. Voigt holds it. Henselman's closing in on him right there. As you can see, the 52 loses a little momentum to the center of the corner, but he gets a really good run off of 2. The 21 of Henselman just cannot close in. 1 lap left to go for our leader, Michael Dawson, here in the D main for the Dirty Old Bastards here at Charlotte. 3rd race of the season, of the 9-race season here. Dawson's going to come home with the win here in heat race in the D main. Voigt's going to look to the bottom of the racetrack, going to come in 2nd. Henselman here in 3rd. Garini's going to come in fourth, and it's going to be Groom, the first car out. So Groom and Hinkle are going to load it up on the trailer and go home. All right, C main coming up next. 12 laps in the C main. All right, 16 cars scheduled to start our C main event here tonight. See how many make it. Looks like just about everybody loading in for this one. We had a few cars miss the D. Thank you for being here with us once again. Hit the subscribe button. Give us a like. If you want to catch all the racing here on DRSN, we come back later tonight with the Truck Series, the Western Racing Truck Series, brought to you by Viking Construction Group at 11 o'clock Eastern from the Rock at Rockingham. Thursday night, we're back with the Nitro Zone Racing League Truck Series. And then Friday, we're here with the Half Decent Racing League. So we've got racing coming to you all night, all week long here at DRSN. For right now, we are going to get our C main started here. Let's get our lineup on the pole for the C main. It's going to be Randy Fritz, Tony Dominguez, Mason Hine, and Alex Rudzinski in row number 2, starting in the 5th spot. Ross Corntaw and Dustin Steinman. Jay Schaaf back there in 7th. Zach Hollinger in the 8th starting spot. Row number 5 inside Jeremy Zarfos and Joseph Grandy, both with some bad luck earlier in the heat race. Then we're getting back to row number 6. Tyler Benny to the inside, starting in 11th. Colton Kinney to his outside. Back in row number 7, starting in 13th. Michael Dawson and Braden Voigt. Tyler Henselman and Jared Garini is going to round out our field. That's going to be our 4 cars there in the back from the D. We'll see if any of those drivers can make their way up through the front. We got 12 laps to do it. 12 laps could be a long time here at Charlotte, but right now we're starting to see a couple different groups coming in. We're seeing some drivers use that bottom of the racetrack. The top may be going away just a little bit, especially off of 4. And you can see just how black is getting off of 2. We'll take a look here. And you can see right here through the center of the racetrack as we come off of turn number 2. Take a look back here from the pole sitter, Randy Fritz. All right, drivers rolling to turn number 3. We're going to go green this time by. It's Fritz and Dominguez. Hine and Strzezinski. And Fritz is going to take advantage of it. He is going to get an early start right there in the middle of 3 and 4. He's going to lead us down into turn number 1. Dominguez down on the bottom. Strzezinski on, it looks like it's going to be Dominguez on the outside there. We're 3 wide for 3rd. It looks like Dominguez, Hine, and Strzezinski. A big move there from Strzezinski. He's going to get himself up to 3rd. Right now it's Dominguez now. He's going to slide up, try to get in front of Fritz. He thinks better, but cuts down. Oh, Fritz makes a mistake right there. He is going to get together with the, it looks like the 72. He's going to get together with the 18 right there, and that's going to let Jay Schaaf get to the front. Strzezinski to 2nd, Dominguez to 3rd, Mason Hine now in 4th, and we've got our first caution. And it looks like it might be Voigt. I see the 21 of Henselman going for a ride. So looks like we've got Henselman involved in this, maybe Hollinger and Corntaw. See if we can see what happened here. This looks like Hollinger just up on the outside wall. Did not see what started this. That does not look like it was brought out our caution. We'll go down here and take a look. It looks like a couple separate incident. As we can see, Corntaw there on the outside wall. We'll back this up just a little bit. Oh, it was that green and black car. Was that? I'm not sure who that was, but whoever that was, I think it was Fritz there in the 72. So Fritz got a little bit loose and caught Corntaw right there. I don't think he knew he was there to his outside. All right, let's get back to live time here. All right, so we're going to go around one more time, but it looks like Fritz involved there with Corntaw. Corntaw is going to be staying in the infield right now, getting some repairs done, if he can get it done in time. Let's see, where's our highest running B main driver? That's Guarini. He's up to 11th. Our 4 transfer cars right now is Schaefer, Szerzynski, Dominguez, and Hine. Zarfos has moved up 4 spots, but he is outside looking in right now. Schaefer has moved up 6 spots, started in 7th. He's leading this race here. 2 laps down, 10 to go. Schaefer is going to lead us down into 1. Szerzynski, Dominguez. Hine down to the bottom of the racetrack. He is going to lose some momentum. Can Zarfos get by to his outside? Zarfos with a good run into the 3. Hine down on the bottom of the racetrack, and Zarfos is going to take that transfer spot away for a moment as they come across the line. It's a good battle there for 4th and 5th. Here comes Jeremy Zarfos, but the 89 of Mason Hine has found something down on the bottom of the racetrack. We're keeping an eye on a battle here for the final transfer spot as Szerzynski and Schaefer out in front. Szerzynski was able to get around Schaefer for the lead. They're running side by side for the lead right there. We'll keep an eye on the battle for up front and see if we can also keep a battle on the battle for the transfer spot as well. But Schaefer and Szerzynski right now side by side for the lead, and you can see the 2 different grooves developing here. Schaefer on the bottom, Szerzynski on the top. The bottom looks a little better off a 2. Zarfos now up to 4th, and here comes Michael Dawson in the 28 with a great run. He's going to make it 3 wide. Got a 4-car battle for 2 spots back here. Dominguez, Dawson, Zarfos, and Grandy. Schaefer and Szerzynski still going at it, but Schaefer has really found something on the bottom of the racetrack as he is starting to wheel it off of 4. Looks like the top of 2 is a little bit better for Szerzynski. He's got a little run into 3, but watch Schaefer with a good run off the bottom. And as I say that, they make a liar out of me. And here comes Szerzynski with a fantastic run off of 4. We got 3 laps left to go. Battle for the transfer spot is Dawson, Zarfos, and Grandy now. Grandy is going to slide up in front of Zarfos for that split spot. They're going to get together. Grandy's going to go around, able to save it, but with some serious damage. Is going to catch one of those infield tires. Grandy parks it down on the inside of turn number 1. We are going to stay. We're going to stay green. White flag in the air. Szerzynski, Schaefer, Dominguez, and Dawson. Zarfos outside looking in the 5th spot right now. But we're going to take a battle to the line. Szerzynski is going to come home with the win here in C main. Jay Schaefer, Tony Dominguez, Michael Dawson are going to be our top 4, and then Zarfos, Dustin Steinman in the 6th spot. Mason Hine, Tyler Benning, Colt Kinney, Braden Voigt, Jarrett Guarini, all done for the night. All right, that was our C main. We got 2 more mains to go. I believe it is a 14-lap B main. And if I remember correctly, it was 30 laps for the A. All right, B-Man lining up on the racetrack. 4 more drivers trying to punch their ticket into the feature. You are watching the Dirty Old Bastards 360 Sprint Series, brought to you by Simon Gallo Racing and EPI Performance Industries. Check out EPI for all of your setup needs. Also, another sponsor here for the Dirty Old Bastards, Design Metals, makers of custom metals. You're going to see their website address scroll across the bottom of the screen here in just a moment. They make some really cool custom stuff. Chris Roberts, the owner here of DOB, showing me some pictures the other day. Just fantastic work they're doing. All right, we are going to go to our B main event, and on the pole is going to be Andrew May to his outside. A case, Shane Gallo starting in the 3rd spot inside of row number 2. JP Schreider in the 4th spot. Back to row number 3 is Jesse Bandy and Anthony Woodhall. Richie Gage is going to start 7th. To his outside in 8th, it's going to be Zachary Good. Tom Osendorf in 9th. Jack Young in the 10th spot. Inside of row number 6, starting 11th, Adam Buchanan. To his outside, Brandon Stewart. Charles Allen starting 13th. John Klimowitz is going to start in the 14th spot. Back Then we get to our C-Main transfer cars. Alex Sosinski starting 15th. Jay Schaaf, Tony Dominguez, and Michael Dawson. Keep an eye on one of those drivers. Sosinski and Schaaf both look really strong. Can they find their way through the field here, get themselves into the feature? All right, Trace Pace Truck pulls in down the back straightaway. We're going to roll into turn number 3. It's going to be May and Case to his outside. Come off of turn number 4. Green flag in the air here for our B main at the dirt track at Charlotte. Andrew May out in front. A-Case, JP Schreider, Shane Gallo in the 4 spot. That's your 4 transfer cars right now. We'll take a look at Gallo in the 21. And we're 3 wide for the lead. Case goes down to the bottom of the racetrack, tries to slide up in front of Schreider. And it's Case with a good run off of turn number 2. He's up to 2nd. 5 is Schreider to the outside. Then it's Bandy, Woodhull, Gallo, all fighting for that final transfer spot. Case is going to lose 2nd. He's down to 3rd, but he's rolling around the bottom of the racetrack. But here coming through the middle is the 9 of Woodhull. We've got our first caution flag, and it looks like it might have been involved of the 11 of Richie Gaines. Okay, maybe Buchanan also involved. We'll see if we can see what happened here. So we see Buchanan and Gaines. It looks like, let's see if we can get to the chase cam there. We'll look at that one more time. So you can see Gaines up on the outside of the racetrack. Buchanan, to his inside, he's giving him a little room, but not a lot of space. And all that took was Gaines just to make a little bit of a turn down the racetrack. And they're going to get together. So the 11 of Gaines and Buchanan are going to come together off of turn number 2. That's going to be our first caution flag here in the B main. All right, just 1 lap down, 13 to go. Andrew May, JP Schreider, A-Case, Jesse Bandy, and Shane Gallo sitting in the 5th spot. That's your top 5 right now. Jack Young, Anthony Woodhull, Zachary Good, Adam Buchanan, and Brandon Stewart. That's going to round out our top 10. So Buchanan able to recover from that. But it looks like Gaines is going to park it in the infield, and it looks like his night might be done. That's our biggest mover right now from the back. Alex Rzinski up 4 spots. Our C-Main winner is now up to 11th. Keep an eye on the 23. Can he get into a transfer spot? All right, pace truck is pulled in. We're gonna go green this time. By here comes May, Schreider, Case, and Bandy. That's your top 4. Looks like Schreider might have caught that wall just a little bit. JP Schreider going to look to the bottom into turn number 1. He is going to slide up in front of May to take that top spot away. We've got a battle for the lead here in the B main. 3 laps down, 11 left to go. JP Schreider's going to take the lead. It looks like May's happy with 2nd. He just kind of slid back in there. Bandy now up to 3rd. Case on the bottom of the racetrack. Case now was holding on to 3rd for a transfer spot. Now he's in the last spot there in 4th. Young to his inside. It looks like we got another caution. It looks like it might be Buchanan once again. Looks like Szczerzinski may have been involved. Tom Osendorf as well. We'll take a look here. And off the corner, we see the 23 and the 44. Let's just go play that in live timer. Watch the 44 go for a ride. All right, we're going to take a look at that from the back of Buchanan one more time. Let's rewind that just a little bit. All right, Buchanan starts to come up the racetrack right there, and the 23 of Szczerzinski had a run on the outside. Either Buchanan did not expect that run, or he just kind of pushed up a little bit, but unfortunate. There were 2 caution flags here in the B main. Buchanan involved in both of them, and it looks like that is going to take our C main winner, Alex Szczerzinski, out of this race. Maybe Tom Osendorf as well. All right, 4 laps down. Design Metal or Custom Metal. One of the sponsors there for the Dirty Old Bastards. Check them out. They do all kinds of really cool custom work, as we said earlier. But it's JP Schreider and Andrew May, Jesse Bandy, SGR Racing, A Case there in the third spot, or fourth spot, sorry. Jack Young, Anthony Woodhull, Shane Gallo, Brandon Stewart, Jay Schaaf, Michael Dawson. That rounds out our top 10. 4 more cars going to punch their ticket through to the feature. Right now, it is A Case holding on to that final transfer spot in fourth. But he had his hands full with Jack Young on it before we went to caution. Let's see if he can hang on to it. All right, we're going to roll off a 4 here one more time. Starting to see multiple grooves here developing. Early on in the heat race, that top was pretty dominant, but we've seen that middle to the bottom coming in all night long. And you can see the track really starting to slick off. Just about from the top to the bottom, you see a few little dark spots, maybe with a little bit of traction, maybe down here off the bottom of 2. It looks like whoever... We'll see who can find something out there right now. All right, our big move of the race is Jay Schaaf. Also came out of the C main. Started in 16th up to 9th. He needs to get by 5 more cars to get himself into the show. And we're going to go around one more time. I don't know if that is to give. Looks like Szerzinski may be doing some repairs. He's got the wing back on it. Looks like they might be giving him a little bit of time to get stuff back together. We don't have direct contact with... Looks like we're going to come back to green flag. JP Schreider going to take the lead right here into turn number 1. May, Bandy, and Case. Your 4 transfer cars, 5 down, 9 to go. Case is holding on the transfer shop. He's got his hands full with Woodhull. Woodhull going to slide up to that 4 spot. Case is going to take a dive into the middle. He's 3 wide off of 2. Jack Young also in his fight for the final transfer spot. As we got a battle for second with Andrew May and Jesse Bandy. Big move there from the 9 of Woodhull. He's going to move up into third, but Bandy's going to come back by. That is going to put Woodhull into the final transfer spot in fourth. Here comes Case with a run off of 2. 6 laps left to go. Also has Jack Young to his inside. And looks like Gallo's going to go around. Shane Gallo goes around. We're going to stay green. JP Schreider, Andrew May, Jesse Bandy. We're going to take a look at this battle for fourth right here. It's a 3-way battle here with Woodhull, Young, Case. 21 of Stewart also trying to get into the mix. We're 3 wide into turn number 1. Down on the bottom of the racetrack is the 18 of Bandy, or Young down there. He's not going to be able to hold on that transfer spot. Case now. Oh, Case is going to get into the back of Young. He is going to get sideways. He's going to lose all the momentum. That is going to let Woodhull and Bandy pull away here for third and fourth, or for fourth and fifth. Young now up to fourth. Bandy back to fifth. 1 to go for our leader, JP Schreider. Andrew May. We're going to keep an eye on this final transfer spot. It's Jack Young, Brandon Stewart, Jesse Bandy all going battling for 2 spots, and they're going to get together. The 21 of Stewart is going to get together with Young. Young's going to go upside down. That is going to take Woodhull the third. Bandy's going to come up in fourth. Looks like we got somebody else tumbling. Looks like Schaaf tumbling off of turn number 4. Quite the ride for Jay Schaaf right there. The B main is going to end in fireworks. Let's see if we can see what happened to Schaaf. He is just going to get, looks like, pinched up into the outside wall from Stewart. All right, we're going to have a little bit of a warm-up. We're going to step away and get a drink of water. I'm not sure how long this warm-up is going to be, but we will keep an eye on it. Now, we'll be right back with our A main. We'll see if we can catch our B main results here real quick. B-Main results, J.P. Scheider coming home with a win. Andrew May, Anthony Woodhull, Jesse Bandy, your 4 transfer cars. Michael Dawson, Brandon Stewart, Jack Young, John Clemowich Jr., Tony Dominguez, Adam Buchanan, rounding out our top 10. Then it was Charles Allen, AKs, Jay Shafe, Shane Gallo, Zachary Good, Alex Rudzinski, Tom Ostendorf, and Richie Gaines round out our 18-car field there for the B-Main. All right, we'll be right back after a word from AI Chief.
Are watching Precision Entertainment. Let's take a quick break from the action of the Cyber Thunder Rush Championship Series, presented by me, AI Chief. Now, driver, while the field gets sorted out and someone out there is still trying to find reverse, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the middle of a race and thought, man, I really wish someone in my headset would tell me what the hell is going on? Maybe you're running out of fuel. Maybe the leader is about to lap you. Maybe you just wrecked half the field and you're pretending it wasn't your fault. Well, driver, that's where I come in. AI Chief, your personal crew chief, race strategist, motivator, and occasionally the only voice of reason between you and the outside wall. With AI Chief, you get live race strategy, fuel and pit calls, real-time race updates, savage coaching when you start doing something dumb, and trust me, based on what I've seen out there tonight, some of you really need the help. AI Chief doesn't just tell you when to pit, he tells you when to save fuel, when to push, and when to maybe, just maybe, stop trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. So if you're tired of racing blind, and you'd like a crew chief that actually knows what he's doing, head over to AIChiefRacing.com and let Chief get you sorted out. Because the only thing worse than wrecking is wrecking without knowing why. AI Chief, I've got your back. Now let's get back to the action.
All right, we are back live. We're getting gridded up here for our A feature. If you can hear my voice starting to go away just a little bit, sorry I've been a little under the weather, but we're going to try our best to bring you the 35-lap feature here at Charlotte. 24 cars for 35 laps. We'll bring up our starting lineup on the pole. It is going to be Ryland Gray to his outside. Mason Hannigan, Colton Brewer going to start in the 3rd spot. Last week's winner at Houston's Ryan Avila going to start in 4th. In the 5th place for Tanner Pettit and Aiden Forrester. So Tanner Pettit racing strong up in the front of this field. Austin Griffey going to start in 7th. Bryce Heinstein in the 8th spot outside row number 4. Starting in row number 5 to the inside in 9th, Anthony Villagran and Trevor Royer. Spencer Putney and Bowen Smith are going to occupy row number 6. Inside of row number 7 is going to be Gavin Chatham and Braylon McDaniel. Starting in the 15th spot, Jesse Dacus and Casey Simons. Brian Huber and Michael Sheridan going to start in row number 9. Back to row number 10. We are going to find Matthew Westhall and Matthew Rogers. Then we get to our B-Main cars. The winner of the B-Main, J.P. Scheider, Andrew May, Anthony Woodhull, and Jesse Bandy is going to start in 24th. 35 laps here at Charlotte. Let's see if anybody can make their way from the back. Alright, let's see what we're doing here. See if my grid's getting shaken up just a little bit. Let's see, we've got an EOL for Sheridan. See Hubert, Sheridan, Simons, and Rogers all still in the pits. We take a look at the Tanner Pettit racing cars in this feature. Tanner Pettit, Ryan Avila, and Aiden Forrester. Kenny Hoffman's been with us for a couple of races, not here tonight. I think we're going to go a couple extra pace laps here, see if some of these drivers that missed the start of this race. I know they had a longer warm-up set. All right, 35 laps here at Charlotte, and then when this one's over, we're going to come back at 11 o'clock Eastern to bring you the Western Racing League Viking Construction Group Truck Series from the Rock. If I still have a voice left when we get to that point. But right now it's Pettit, Avila, Hannigan, Brewer. Let's see who else gets out here on the racetrack. So we're going to go around here a couple more times. It looks like we're going to stay single file. Lights are out on the pace track, but I don't know if we're going green or not. We'll have to see. I need to get race control in one of my ears here. We're going to go green, single file start right there. Pettit, Avila, Hannigan, Brewer. Pettit with a good jump up on top of the racetrack, so it looks like the Tanner Pettit Racing of 24 and a 49 Avila going to settle into the top. Hannigan going to follow along right there. Avila takes a look to the inside. Here comes Ryland Gray trying to slide up in that fourth position. He thinks it better, but checks up, has to, not able to clear it. Forrester down to the bottom now. It's the battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth of Hannigan. Actually able to get around Avila for second, or Avila for the second spot. Ryan Avila now down to third. Last week's winner at Houston, Aiden Forrester, our points leader, up to fourth. So we've got Tanner Pettit Racing in first, third, and fourth, and we've got our first caution in the air. And it looks like it may have been Austin Griffey involved. Looks like just about everybody did make the start. So 5 laps down. Let's see if we can see what happened to Griffey. I was going to finish off with a slide through the infield. Let's just go back a few seconds here and see if he had a little bit of help. Alright. Back to live time here, so Griffey bringing out our first caution. I'm surprised they threw the caution. Them sliding down into the infield. So your leader here after caution number 1, 5 laps into this race, 30 to go. It's Tanner Pettit. Hannigan making a good run, going to get up into second. Now Pettit started back in 5th, but he ended up starting out front when the race went green flag. So it looks like we had a little bit of a shake-up. We went with a single file start. All right, lights are still on, so we're going to go around at least one more time. All right, Tanner Pettit out in front. You don't usually see Tanner make too many mistakes, but Hanning is looking really strong right there behind him. Hanning was able to clear Ryan Avila there for second. Avila and Forrester now in third and fourth. We had that back straightaway. And it's Pettit on the throttle right there between 3 and 4. He is going to carry us down into turn number 1. We see Forrester here in the 20. He's going to look to the inside of his teammate. Not able to have enough momentum to slide up the racetrack, but he is going to be able to get back up into the 4th spot. And it's Brewer right there behind him. Forrester's looking for something in the middle of the racetrack. He's looking for a little bit different groove right there. Not necessarily trying to slide Avila right there, or Avila right there. But he is settling in, trying to find something a little different. So Ryan doing a really good job on the outside. Forrester right there behind him. Colton Brewer in the 5th spot. We're 3 wide back here for 7th, 8th, and 9th. We'll take a look here at the 77 of Brewer. But right now, out in front, it is Tanner Pettit with about a half a second gap, 0.4 of a second back to Hannigan. Looks like we might see somebody getting a wall back there. Brewer's going to catch the fence a little bit right there. He is going to lose some spots, and actually Brewer's going to fall back. He is in the wall up there in turn number 1. It's slowing down. I don't know if we're going to see a caution or not, but the 77 had a little bit of contact. It looks like the 77 may be out of this for right now. Here comes Hannigan. Hannigan with a slide on Pettit. Off of 2. Hannigan's going to have to settle back to second. Ryan Avila right there behind him. Forrester right there as well. So our top 4 just about nose to tail. Pettit has started to get a little separation, but Hannigan reeled him in. We keep an eye on this battle here for second, third, and fourth. Pettit blinking out there in front. Hannigan right there with him. Look for Hannigan to take a slide into one. Looks to the bottom, slides up the racetrack. Pettit sees it coming, cuts right back down under. Going to take the lead back off of 2. And he is going to slide up on the slider line through 3 and 4 one time and let Hannigan see if he can get some momentum off the corner. Hannigan one more time to the lead. Going to get by Pettit. Pettit off of 2 into 3. He's going to take the lead back. Ryan Avila down there on the bottom. It's a 3-way battle for lead. It's Avila and Hannigan going to hit there. Then if Hannigan gets collected there by Forrester, Hannigan going to go around. And he is going to slide down into the infield. It was Mason Hannigan right there against 4 Tanner Pettit Racing. We're going to see if we can see what happened. We'll go back and see what happened when we get a chance if there's a caution. But right now, it is all Tanner Pettit Racing. Tanner Pettit out in front. Ryan Avila, Aiden Forrester. That's our top 3. And then it's a ways back to 4th running Bowen Smith, Bryce Heinstein, Gavin Chatham, and Rylan Gray. And it looks like Mason Hannigan just called it a night. All right, back up to the front. Pettit, Ford, Avila, and Forrester. Ryan Avila right there in the 2nd spot. Forrester, Smith, Chatham. See if we can find a close battle on the racetrack. It looks like we got Scheider up on the outside. He's got Putney to his inside, and also Andrew Mason. It's a 3-car battle here for, it looks like, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And caution is in the air. And I see Brian Hubert right there stopped on the racetrack. So caution in the air. We'll take this opportunity here. See if we can go back and look and see what happened to Hannigan. So Hannigan there on the outside. Looked like he just kind of wheel hopped the right rear. Ryan Avila right there. We'll see what happened. Hannigan come up on the outside. Avila's trying to slide up. Unfortunately our view right there, it looked like some net code. Unfortunate for Hannigan. And then when he came back down the racetrack, or came back down after jumping up over the right rear tire, Ryan Avila got caught by Forrester. So unfortunate there for Mason Hannigan. He had a really good run going. Let's see if we can see what happened to Brian Hubert. So we sit here with Hubert in the 52. Oh, it looks like the 26 and the 01 get together right there in front of him. Hubert ends up spinning it around. Just kind of a victim of somebody else's mistake right there. All right, let's get back to the front. Current standings right now, Tanner Pettit. And that's not even correct. So it's Pettit, Ryan Avila, Aiden Forrester, Bowen Smith. 17 down. We're going to be halfway down when we come across the line. Our next lap by will be halfway. 18 down, 17 to go now. Pettit. Tanner Pettit Racing, 1, 2, 3. And it's a little bit ways back to Bowen Smith. And we've got another caution in the air, and it looks like it might be. See, Casey Simon's taking a tumble. I've seen Woodhull involved. It looks like the 49, a Bandy involved here again. We are under caution number 4. All right, we need to get our rewind go a little bit further here, it looks like. All right. I don't like having to rewind like this, but it looks like the 49 makes it charge up on the outside. It just gets a little bit loose, and then comes down and catches the 9 of Woodhull. And then we see a few other drivers pile on this, about 4 or 5 cars involved in this caution number 4. But it's been Tanner Pettit out in front. Ryan Avila, Aiden Forrester, your top 3 as the pace truck's now making his way around. We got an EOL there for Woodhull. Get back to live time here. All right, let's bring up some future schedule right here as we're getting ready to go green here next time by. Next week we'll be at Port Royal Speedway here with the Dirty Old Bastards, and Eldora on April 14th, then out to Kern Speedway in California on the 21st, Williams Grove, Cedar Lake, and we'll finish off the season at Volusia down in Florida as Pace Trucks pulled in. It looks like the top place everybody wants to be. We've seen Pettit hugging that top line here. He dives down to the bottom off of 4, but you're going to see him go back to the top here in 1 and 2. His teammates going to follow him up there, the 49 and the 20 of Forrester right there. And here comes Bowen Smith. He's got to run into 3, but I just don't think there's enough on the bottom to make it work. Let's see what he does off of 4. Actually, he's going to have a run on Forrester for that 3rd spot, so Bowen trying to make the bottom work. Looks like he might have had something off of 4, but 1 and 2 just does not look like it has a lot of grip down there. So Smith's going to fall back, and actually Ryan Avila and Aiden Forrester both dropped down to the bottom through 3 and 4. Everybody's searching around trying to find something. It's Tanner Pettit out in front. We've got a battle here for 3rd and 4th. Forrester backs down to the bottom to try to block off that run from Smith. He might have some pace off of 4 to get past his teammate, Ryan Avila. And as these guys are going out, here comes the 99 and Gavin Chatham. Chatham coming up into this battle here for this top 3 spot as well. The 99 has found something on the top. He gets by Bowen Smith, and I think Forrester saw him coming. Forrester slides back up to the racetrack to block that run. Forrester down to the bottom. Here comes Chatham back up on the top. We've got a battle for 1st and 2nd now. Ryan Avila looks down to the bottom of Pettit, tucks back, and we've got another caution. And it looks like Ryland Gray is going to take a tumble here in turn number 4. 24 laps down, 11 to go. Let's see if we can see what happened to Ryland. Just gets up into the outside wall. Catches that left front of the catch fence right there. Just kind of hooks it and just keeps on turning over. We've seen a couple big rides here at Charlotte. I'm not sure who that was in the 1, but it's just going to sneak by there. Or in the white car down there. All right. We are under caution now for the 5th time. All right, if it's your first time here with us, hit the subscribe button. Give us a like. Here at DRSN, happy to be here. My name's Chris Murphy. If you like some NASCAR truck racing, we're going to be back in about a half an hour. So probably about 15 or 20 minutes after this race is over. We got 11 laps left to go if we don't have too many more cautions. But right now, we've got 24 down, 11 to go. Tanner Pettit. Let me see if we can get our lap lead. I don't know if this is going to be accurate, but I think it's been Tanner Pettit all the way. So Pettit has led every single lap from the drop of the green. Ryan Avila, Aiden Forrester, all Tanner Pettit Racing up front, 1, 2, 3. Gavin Chatham and Bowen Smith. Now, Gavin found something on the top of the racetrack. Let's see if any of these guys saw what he found up there. And I mean, Pettit's kind of been up there the whole time. Forrester and Avila have been trying to find something down on the bottom. We're going to come to green here one more time. Green flag in the air. Tanner Pettit brings us to the line. It's going to be Pettit down into 1. Everybody pretty much singled up on the top. And as I say that, here comes Ryan Avila down to the bottom. He has got Forrester in tow. Pettit on the top. Everybody up at the top in 1 and 2. Let's see if Ryan and Aiden go to the bottom in 3 and 4 again, and they're going to do just that. Actually, Ryan's going to try something in the middle while Forrester goes down to the bottom. Pettit on the outside. So our top 3 all trying to find something a little different. Pettit, I mean, that's what you got to do when you're out front like that. You just keep running the same line. These guys are all teammates, so I know they're talking to each other during this race, but Pettit really has no reason to try anything else. He's led every single lap of this race on the top. It is all up to Ryan Avila and Aiden Forrester, or Avila. Ryan Avila and Aiden Forrester to find a way around Gavin Chatham back there in the 4th spot. 6 laps left to go, 29 down. Trevor Royer back here a little bit further back in the pack, 9th and 10th. It looks like Sheridan and Rogers going at it here for 11th and 12th. Forrester's now got his hands full with Bowen. Bowen took a little, and here comes Gavin Chatham. Chatham to the top, able to take that 3rd spot away momentarily, but now falls back to 4th. Smith's going at it as well. 4 laps left to go across the line. Tanner Pettit, Ryan Avila, Aiden Forrester. That is our top 3. And caution is out again for the 6th time. Looks like it might have involved Braylon McDaniel. So we see Braylon out here on the top of the racetrack all by himself here at this point. Just go to full speed. And he just drives it into the wall off the 3. That is going to bring out our latest caution flag. So just a mistake there from Braylon McDaniel. Caution number 6. 3 laps left to go here at Charlotte for the 3rd race of the season and for the Dirty Old Bastards. All right, we got 31 laps of 35 down. Ignore that 1 to go up there. We'll just turn that off here for a minute. Tanner Pettit has led every single lap. Ryan Avila has been trying to find something to get around his teammate, Aiden Forrester. Also trying to find some different groove out there, but he has got his hands full with the 99. Gavin Chatham right there, and we're greening it. 4 laps left to go is what my timing and scoring says. We're going to come across the line here. Green is in the air one more time. Everybody's single file around the top of the racetrack in 1 and 2. Let's see if anybody goes to the bottom of 3 and 4. Ryan takes a look to the bottom. Forrester stays on the top. The 99 Chatham stays on the top as well. It looks like that bottom's got a little bit of a run down there. Can Ryan make it work here late? Come across the line, 2 to go. We're going to come across here one more time, and it's going to be white flag in the air for Tanner Pettit. Ryan Avila down there on the bottom, just can't get enough momentum through 3 and 4. Back to the top one more time. He's got one more shot at Tanner Pettit. Forrester back there in 3rd. Pettit goes to the bottom to block off the slide. Avila is going to stay there in 2nd. Come across the line. It's going to be Tanner Pettit bringing home the win. So 3 races, 3 different winners here in Dirty Old Bastards. Tanner Pettit leads green to checkered here at Charlotte. All right, that is going to be our podium right there. Tanner Pettit. All Tanner Pettit racing 1, 2, 3 tonight. Tanner Pettit, Ryan Avila, Aiden Forrester. Gavin Chatham had a good run, up 9 spots. Got all the way up to 4th. Let's see if we can find anybody in the waiting room here. See if we can get somebody into the booth with us. All right, looks like we have our podium finishers in there right now. Let's get this set up for them here so we can hear what they have to say. Tanner, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there, buddy? All right, it helps if I turn my mic on. Tanner, are you there?
Yes, I am.
I'm trying to figure out why you weren't answering me. It's because I had my mic myself muted there. But hey, man, fantastic run tonight there for Tanner Pettit Racing. You started on the pole, led every single lap of that feature. Tell us what you saw out there tonight besides pretty much just clean air.
Yeah, I just tried to run consistent laps there. It got real slick, obviously, and real slow, and it's really easy just to push it a little bit too hard and get in the fence. So I made sure to kind of tone it down a notch and take it easy and kind of cruise out front.
Yeah, it looked like Ryan and Aiden, especially Ryan, was trying everything he could from the middle to the bottom of the racetrack. I know you guys are probably in chat talking to each other, but and I know you don't run mirrors, so you can't see him back there. But is he like, hey man, I'm coming to the bottom, or is he even giving you any warning, or is it just every man for themselves at that point?
No, a little bit of both. I could hear him down in the middle in 3 and 4 pretty early, and I kind of asked him. I asked if he was down there, and I figured he was back to the top in 1 and 2. It just came down to a momentum game, and I figured if I stuck up top, we'd be able to keep up enough momentum. But all in all, super pumped for the team. Super proud of Aiden and Ryan getting back in the saddle, and we're put up a good result.
Well, hey man, we're gonna cut short interviews here tonight because we got to come back in about 20 minutes for a NASCAR truck race. But hey man, fantastic job tonight. I know you guys are gonna be here all season long. Is there anybody else you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, quick thank you to all my team members: Ashton, Clayton, Ethan, Blake, Ryan, Aiden, Kenny, Ross. They all make it happen. I appreciate those guys for sticking behind me. I'd also like to thank Jimmy P. Mac Tools, 1425 Photography, Ace Up Sim Sports, CD Cinematography, Trackside Collective, Sim Rap Market. I'd also like to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, and Chris for putting on the race. It was all a blast. It was pretty good racing.
All right, man. Congratulations and good luck whatever else you do this weekend. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you. See you then.
All right, let's get our second place finisher in here. Ryan Avila. Ryan, are you there, buddy?
Yeah, how's it going?
Fantastic, man. You won last week at Houston. You just came up one spot short here tonight. Is there anything else you could have done different there to get around Tanner?
I think just trying that bottom line in 3 and 4 a little sooner. Kind of waited a little too long, and it wasn't really too comfortable down there. But yeah, congrats to all of us, and 1, 2, 3 finish.
Yeah, Tanner Pettit, 1, 2, 3 tonight. Aiden had his hands full with Gavin back there for that third spot for quite a while. You guys were, Tatter's up there in front. He's not going to try to change his line. It was up to you guys behind him to find something different. But I really thought that bottom would come in a little bit stronger early, or at least kind of through the middle of the race. But just nothing down there with the 1 and 2 at all.
Yeah, not really bottom dominant as I'd like it. I thought, after that B main when they were all running, 4 different lines, I thought it'd come a little better. But yeah, I just think the top was just perfect. The curb wasn't too big and it wasn't too rough. It's kind of just, if you could pedal it, and the runoff was ultimately better. So yeah, maybe, I don't know, I could try something in 1 and 2 there on the bottom. I just don't think there was enough drive off to set me up in 3 and 4. And early in that race it was super top dominant. So I think that kind of just whatever those first 15, 20 laps are, it's probably what it'll end up being.
Well, congrats! You missed the first race, but to back-to-back podiums here. We come back next Thursday or Tuesday night. Actually, I'm getting confused what night it is. But anybody else you want to thank before we let you out of here?
Yeah, just everyone over at Tanner Pettit Racing. Like Aiden, he puts in a lot of laps here at Charlotte, and obviously it proves it because we ran pretty good tonight. Everyone over at Jimmy P. Mac Tools and 1425 Photography, Aces Up Sim Sport, CD Cinematography, Trackside Collective, Blake Carrick Racing, Ethan Johnson over at Free Speed, and Simrat Market for what they do for us.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck with whatever else you do in the next coming days, and we'll see you next Tuesday night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, we'll get our third place runner in here. Let's see here. Oh. All right, Aiden Forrester. You got Chris in the booth. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
You came in tonight with a point lead. Good finish there. Come home on the podium. I'm sure you walked away with the point lead. Is there, you kind of had your hands full with Gavin there, kind of late in the race. Is there anything you think you could have done a little bit different to have something for Ryan or Tanner up in front of you? Oh, are you still there?
Yes, sir. Mine disconnected.
Oh, did you hear any of my question?
Did not.
Okay. Well, that was a brilliant question, so I don't know if I can repeat it perfectly or not. But you came into the night with the points lead. I'm sure you left here with the points lead after a third place finish, but you kind of had your hands full with Gavin there in the 99. He was all over the back of there for a while. Did that kind of maybe hinder your chance to maybe try to find something to catch Ryan or Tanner?
Maybe a little bit. I hurt myself a lot there trying to see if we could get a run on Ryan and Tanner, and just everything I tried kind of hurt me there and allowed Gavin to come up on us and get a run, and it made it a little bit more difficult to try stuff there once he was there. So those last few laps just kind of settled in line and just accepted where the track was and where we're going to end up, and still solid points. We'll take it. And that's how you win a championship, is consistent runs, and that's what we've been able to put together each and every week, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Well, 3 races into the season. We've got 6 more left to go. How you feeling about the rest of the season from here on out?
I feel really good. We are the guys here at TPR are really dialed right now, and we're just on a roll with these good, consistent finishes. And like I said earlier, hopefully we can keep it going. We can get ourselves another championship with DOB.
Well, thanks for taking the time to be up here with us tonight. Before you go, is there anybody else you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank TPR, Tanner Pettit Racing. Of course, Tanner does a phenomenal job giving us what we need to compete at this level. Can't thank Jimmy P. Mac Tools, 1425 Photography, Cinematography, SWM, and just everybody that helps us out. Ethan at Free Speed, just everybody that helps us out. It's greatly appreciated.
All right, well, good luck the rest of the weekend, and we will see you next Tuesday night for the Dirty Old Bastards' 4th race of the season.
Thank you.
All right, so that was our podium finishers. We'll take a look here at the race results one more time. Let's see if we pull up our full results screen here. So coming home with the win, Tanner Pettit Racing 1, 2, 3. Ryan Avila there in second, Aiden Forrester, Gavin Chatham. I know I'm probably not saying your last name right, Gavin, so send me a note, whatever. Bowen Smith, Spencer Putney with a nice run up to 6th. Bryce Heinstein going to come home in 7th. Andrew May, Trevor Royer, Michael Sheridan, JP Scheider, Matthew Rogers, and actually Andrew May was our big mover up 14 spots, started in 22nd up to 8th. Matthew Rogers in 12th, Austin Griffey, Brian Hubert, Rylan Gray, Jesse Dacus, Matthew Westall, Braylon McDaniel, Anthony Woodhull, Jesse Bandy's going to come home in 20th. We get back to round out our 24-car field. It was Casey Simons in 21st, Anthony Valerigan in 22nd, Mason Hannigan with some bad luck right there. He's going to come home in 23rd. He had a good run up to the front, but he got kind of wrapped up there. I thought it was a little bit of net code. We'll have to go back and look at it again. We'll see what race control has to say. But unfortunately for Hannigan, had a good run going, but he parked it. And Colton Brewer going to come home in 24th. Andrew made the hard chargers. We set up 14 spots. Tanner Pettit led every single lap of this race. And Rylan Gray had the pole, but I don't know what happened to Rylan here. We had a little bit of a shakeup there at the start. So, all right, so that's going to do it here for the Dirty Old Bastards. We come back next week. Let me pull up the schedule here real quick. Next Tuesday night, we will be at Port Royal Speedway in Pennsylvania for a 30-lap feature, and then on to Eldora. So we've got about 15 minutes, about 20 minutes left to go here, and we're going to be right back with you. So stay here or check in with us here at DRSN. We're going to be bringing you the Western Racing League Bike and Construction Group Truck Series from Rockingham. So from all of us here at DRSN, I want to thank you for choosing your evening with us. Hit subscribe, hit the like button if you haven't already. My name is Chris Murphy. Keep it smooth, keep it smart, and at least if you can't do that, at least keep it entertaining for the folks at home. We'll see you next time. Good night.